is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Three, 2, 1, go.
Hi, it's Friday, October 1st. There's only one thing you need to
Wide
do.
shot.
Take the
3,
day
2,
off.
1, go. Fade the music out in 3, 2, 1, go. Hey
Is your-
Trace, I think
Yeah.
I think the stage manager's mic's
Yeah,
on.
Stage director, his mic is on. We got to cut that. It's hot. It's hot right
go
now.
to camera 3.
It's
Go to
hot.
camera 3 now.
Trace, it's hot. Hi, camera 3. How you doing? It's Friday. You don't need a reason to take the day off. We're going to give you one anyway because that's what we
Do
do
a wipe
here.
shot in 3, 2,
Tracy,
1,
it's starting
go.
to get annoying. The bit is no longer fun. It's no longer fun. Did you go wide on me? Did you animate that wide?
Guilty.
Stage director, how do you plead?
Guilty. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Take the Day
Hey.
Off. I think he's finally muted. Thank God. Go to mic 2 now.
2?
And we're
Mic 2.
go to mic 2.
Camera 2.
Mic
Mics are
2
always-
is muted.
Yeah.
BrambleJamPlus.com.
Hi, Mic 2.
What are we going to do today, Mic 2?
Gonna talk about a day off too.
BrambleJamPlus.com is how we are able to afford people like Mike and our stage manager and stuff like that help call the shots.
Yeah.
Without your generosity and joining Bramble Jam Plus at either the Bramble Jam Plus tier or Deck the Hallmark Plus or All Access helps us do all the things we want to do and more. And so thank you for that.
Yeah, if you're thinking maybe I'm giving to the wrong cause if they're hiring a guy like Mike and Tracy, don't think about that anymore. Just give anyway. Take the day off and give.
Well, there you go. There you go right there. There you go. Hey, it is a pretty big deal, everybody, today. It is a pretty big
Okay.
deal.
All right.
I think as far as holidays go, you have your Christmas, your Thanksgiving, your Halloween, and then you have National Name Your Car Day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, classic.
The fact that this is not a national, federal recognized day for a day off, it's disheartening. It's
Yeah.
frustrating.
And you
we've
get
been-
emotional about it pretty easily.
Well, because I freaking love my car.
Yeah.
I love Janny.
Yeah, Janny.
Janny. She's great.
Janny is the name
I
of your car.
love
Tell me
Janny.
I'm not going to call that thing Janny every
Janny?
time now. Janny.
I love Janny.
Janny.
It is National Name Your Car Day. I think most people do name their cars. You strike me as someone who does not.
I did when I was younger.
Yes.
I got a great story. Not a great story, but it's okay. But I don't name them anymore.
You know how cars sometimes get dirty?
No.
Do you know how sometimes your back window gets all dirty and
yeah,
people
somebody
like
writes stuff in
draw
the dust, yeah.
inappropriate things and stuff like that? My car has been due for a car wash for a while. I got one yesterday, thank God, after we got done recording the show. I walked outside. This is how I knew that it was time, Dan. This is how I knew it was time to get a car wash. So I walked outside. Went to put something in my trunk. I went to put my rollerblades in the trunk. And I looked at how dirty the back window was. And someone, I don't know who, but they wrote, Dan knows about Name Your Car Day.
They fit all that on Janny's window.
On Janny's window.
It's a lot. Small font.
You took me aback. I stepped back. I said, who did this? I looked all around. Not a soul to be found. My only guess is that it's you.
I did not do
Oh,
that.
okay.
No.
Well, let me see your fingies. They're clean.
Clean.
You could have showered though since then. I hope you have.
I have.
It's
Yeah.
not really. Do you know the history of National Name Your Car Day?
I do. Of course I do.
Okay, well then they're not liars.
They're not lying, but can we get back to your blades just briefly?
Sure.
Which pair did you bring? Because I know you got several pairs of blades.
Yeah, the AS9.
The AS9.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
I go blading at lunchtime.
Blade at lunchtime.
It's a kind of a new exercise.
It's a
routine I
group
do.
that you go with.
Yeah,
Yeah, blading at lunchtime.
blade at lunchtime.
That's right.
The Greenville Blades.
The Greenville Blades.
Yep.
Yeah. Most of you know Nelly's song "Ride with Me," but do you know that the president,
I would never join the 864 skaters, though. That group that group is up to no good. And I wouldn't be surprised if the 864 Skaters did that to my car.
The Greenville Bladers, you're on Greenville Blades, you're on board with. The
Yes.
864 Skaters, it's a no-go.
Well, they split.
Ooh, it's like a Jets and Sharks situation.
Yep. And I'm not, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty, but it is not pretty.
The nitty-gritty is not pretty.
No, there's sandwiches involved.
Sandwiches involved.
I can't get into it.
Well, whatever the case may
Made
be, Ride With Me was a song that was just a revolutionary track in the early 2000s for Nelly. But what you don't know is the biggest fan of that song. Do you know who the biggest fan of that song is?
R. Kelly?
George W. Bush. George W. Bush.
Interesting. Okay.
Every morning he would wake up as president of the United States, and would his staff have memos to read him? Yes, but he said, "Not till you play me my Nelly." And they would play him Ride With Me every morning. He had the words memorized from start to finish. And every day he would go downstairs, he'd eat breakfast, and he would talk through just how powerful Ride With Me by Nelly was, so much so that he decided to come up with National Car Day as a way to honor Nelly's Ride With Me. George W. Bush, if you can believe it.
I do believe it.
Good.
I do believe it. In fact. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with it. I have no other history on it, and so I'm going to take your word for it. We love our cars. I think.
Yeah.
You grow attached to it.
You do.
You spend more time with your car sometimes than you do your own kids.
That is not true. Do you never see your kids?
I love
Janie. You're a Janie.
Janie.
You're a terrible father.
I love my car.
What? How much time? We work a minute from our houses.
Sometimes I just cruise. Listen, I can't blade. I can't blade to the Greenville Blades headquarters.
You can't blade to the Blades.
I can't blade. I
You
got to
don't blade a
drive
blade.
there. They were way up the road. Yes.
So you said, here's where we went off the rails. I can tell you exactly. We spend more time in our cars than we do with our kids, is what you said.
I did say.
And I want to say that if my kids years later are listening to this, is, boys, it's not true. It's fundamentally not true.
You want to leave your kids a diary entry right now?
I don't. That's not
Our
this
Dad's
podcast.
Diary
Is on
Bramble Jam Podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
We are going to talk about all sorts of fun names that people have named their cars, because that was our question yesterday.
Yeah.
What is the name of your car? How did you name it? I will talk about Janie here in just a few minutes. Dan will share his stories, but first we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. It's Janie,
not Janie.
It depends on how I'm feeling.
Okay, Janie.
Yeah,
got it.
I'll be right back here on the
Right back.
Welcome back, everybody. It is National Name Your Car Day. You should take the day off. Go ahead and call your boss right now. Pause this podcast. We'll wait.
Name Your Car Day.
All right, we're back.
We're back. They could just pause it. Yeah, you didn't have to wait for them.
Really?
If it's paused, we don't have to. We can keep going.
How does that work?
The pause
People can
button,
just stop us from
just
talking.
whenever they want.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Technology's evolved.
It's crazy.
Back in my day, you had to do it manually.
Yeah.
We asked you yesterday what the name of your car is, how you came to that name. Dan, tell us about the name of your old car, because you're too cool to do it now.
My first car was given to me. My parents, my dad was a pastor and a member of the church, gave him the car. This was in the year 2000. It was a 1984 Buick Regal Limited. So it had the velour seats, the thin steering wheel, and it looked like it was maroon, but if you got up close, it was a very dark brown. And so I named the car Brown Sugar, is what I named the car.
All right.
And I stuck by that name. I don't know how appropriate the name was, but I named the car Brown Sugar until the car died out on me, and I bought my first car, which was an Isuzu Rodeo. But that was kind of the extent of my naming of cars. After that, I kind of fell by the wayside for me. What about you?
I've never really named my cars. Aside from Janie.
Of course. What's the story behind Janie?
So when you think of the name Janie, Dan, what do you think of?
Allison Janney, the actress.
No, in fact.
Okay, all
No.
right. That is what I think of. That's not a right or wrong. I want to be clear.
No, it's wrong.
You asked me, I told you.
Janie, I think of Jan from The Office, and I think of E, the letter. And this car is a Kia Soul E,
Yeah.
And so I named it after Jan from The Office, Janny.
Janny. That's what you named it.
Janny.
Jan
E.
So it's not Jan E. It's Janny.
It's Janny. Jan hyphen E. Janny.
How does that ever Janny?
Well, it just depends on like if I say it right or not.
Okay. All right. Let's get to some actual
We
answers.
asked you guys yesterday about how you named your car, what's it called, and all that good stuff. We got all sorts of good answers, including Gina, who named her car Bellatrix. Bellatrix.
From Harry Potter, Bellatrix Lestrange.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
That's not the only Harry Potter name we have.
Really?
Yeah. Blake named her car Fawkes after Dumbledore's Phoenix because she's red and she's fast. This is interesting. We need to camp on this for a second. Mally named her car Ellie the Escape. It's an unspoken rule that you have to name your car with the first letter of that type of car that you have. So you have a Soul, so Janie would not work with Soul. I have an F-150, so it would be like Frank or Freddie or Francine, the Ford.
This is actually something that I've heard of. My wife follows this rule. So
Really?
like when we had a Prius, it was like, I think Polly or something like
Prius, that makes sense.
So yes, this is a rule I don't know if, I guess everybody doesn't follow it, but it seems to be a thing. Melinda says, my car is Princess Buttercup. Was looking for a name and someone suggested Buttercup. I added the Princess because The Princess Bride is my favorite movie.
It's a great movie.
There you go.
Sharon also follows the rule. All of her cars do have an alliteration. Pepper the Pontiac, Irma the Intrepid, Evita the Escape, Mia the Mountaineer. So what's interesting there is 3 of those are the name of the model of the car. One of them is the name of the make, Pontiac. So
I think it's interchangeable.
It's interchangeable.
In fact.
Yeah.
Nicole says, my former car, what was that?
I don't know what that was.
Is there an animal in here?
I don't know, but I'm a little worried now.
Oh, it's my chair.
Okay. I don't know.
My former car was Jupiter because Drops of Jupiter was on the radio the first time I drove
she's
it.
back in the atmosphere. Drops of Jupiter in her
hair. You got any more?
Got some leaves because it's on fall time. Gonna have fun, drink a coffee and lime. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh, we have a naming opportunity, everybody.
Opportunity.
Jessica says, I have a nameless black Honda CRV. Any suggestions? We're going to throw it out there to our to the social media team. Nameless black Honda CRV. Holler at us at Take the Day Pod. Let us know what we should name it.
Clammy the CRV.
Clammy
the CRV. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Somebody said, Fiona said the TARDIS, like from Doctor Who. It's bigger on the inside. It's so spacious. Wow. I wonder what kind of car that is. Laura Elliott said Luna 2.0 because it's the second car I've had of that model. The first one was Luna. Kenny Jeep because, well, he's a Jeep. Pops, my dad's truck. We got when he passed away. Oh, that's pretty cool. I love that.
We have Julie who says, are you ready? Scooby Ruby, the big band Chubby.
That can't be real.
She's a Subaru, so the name speaks for itself.
Scooby Ruby, that speaks.
Scooby Ruby, the big band Chubby.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Tried to write it phonetically, so I'm saying exactly how it's spelled.
Scooby Ruby,
the big band Chubby.
Scooby Ruby, the big band Chubby.
Scooby Ruby. And then Jen says, my current car doesn't have a name, which is a shame, but my first Toyota Corolla was named Bob. My parents allowed my sister and I to drive it to Florida at 19 and 17. Yes, I know it's crazy. This was before we had cell phones, so we had to stop every so often and use a fancy car phone that I had to call back and check in. We made up a story as a joke that we had picked up a hitchhiker named Bob, and then my car became known as Bob for the next 10 years before she sold it.
Love it.
I love it.
Michelle says the silver bullet. I was stopped at a light too long one morning. I'm a bit of a fast driver. My car is silver. I just went with it. I love that answer. The silver bullet. Fantastic.
That's exactly right. We did it, everybody. Congratulations. Lots of great names. Who can be upset at that, Dan?
I don't know.
Who can be upset about that? We are going to be back on Monday, and here is the question for you to ponder as you head into this weekend. What is the nicest thing someone has ever done for you?
Wow. That's
the
tough.
nicest thing someone's ever done
Who's
for
writing
you.
these questions?
Think about it. Pray about it. Spend the weekend, kind of meditating on it, and we will talk about that on Monday. We're going to leave you as we always do with our good friend Chris Palaha, Palaha Koo. Follow him on the social medias at Palahaha on the Instagram, at Chris Palaha on the Twitters. You won't regret it. He's an author. He's writing a book.
Wow.
Big deal
He's a
over
big-
there. He's a
big
big deal. I
hotshot
can't believe he's
boy.
doing this for
Yeah.
us every morning. He wakes up. Chris, how you doing, bud?
Doing great.
All right. We'll cut to your video here in just a second. Live feed from the woods. We'll do that. Follow us on the social medias, Bramble Jam Plus, all that good stuff. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and go ahead and take that day off.
Sunlight on limestone. Birds calling in the distance. An endless summer. Have a great day, everyone.
Sorry.
Hey, take the day off. Bramble Jam podcast produced by Brandon, hosted by Brandon Dan. They're neat fellows. They're real neat fellows.
super neat.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
How you doing? Hey, you did a great job directing the show today.
Thank you. They had my mic on. That was my idea.
It was good. I liked
I even
it.
used an director voice. When I
Yeah,
do
it was really good.
Go to camera one. You see what I
It's
do there?
really
It's
good.
real
It's really
right?
good.
Yeah,
Your
it's
voice.
better than this show.
Maybe you should do that. All right, bye. Have a weekend.